Oh, the Happy Birthday Adventures. What a project. What a project. We're going to go boating. Hey, it's Ice Age TV. Yeah. What are you doing now besides, it's never any challenge. You have too many damn vehicles. How do you get out of your own driveway? Between me changing into shorts, getting the boating gear on. It's kind of cool though. Got the popcorn. Forgot to get the key to the truck. Then the kid forgets to get the glasses. Forgets to get her glasses. I've been in and out of the house 3 times. But hey, we'll make it all work because we have the popcorn with us on the boating adventures. Get the truck started and heck out of here. Brother's already down there at the boat probably. Like, where are you guys? Oh, it's just projects. Iceman birthday, and thank you everybody that's out there reaching out and saying happy birthday. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna put it in the mailbox, get that taken care of as the kid won't freak out on me like I'm leaving her. So
is Julia driving up there too?
Gotta get the mail. Got projects. It doesn't end.
You got the mail.
Oh man. Dad doesn't think I know what I'm doing, does he, huh? Yeah, I got the mail. Got the mail key.
Okay, all right.
I got your mail.
Hey,
Oh, I did.
Ladder just fell down beside the seat.
Yeah, there you go. So it's too complicated.
These are booby traps.
It's just too complicated. I just said to my dad, where the heck is this coffee? I have mine. My coffee's right there, but what do you think's going on with that? Why don't you have your coffee?
Because I did some research about the foods that accelerate the manufacturing of wax in your ears. Coffee is one of the largest.
Yeah, well then I guess everybody's got a huge buildup of wax, and George Schultz, or Howard Schultz, whatever the hell his name is, of Starbucks, he created the earwax syndrome.
That's right. That's why we got so many.
Wow. I think there's another reason here that he doesn't want to talk about. I think he doesn't have his coffee with him because it's been a rough morning.
It's been a very difficult morning.
On the happy birthday Iceman Day that 61 years ago, he went to a hospital to see my head pop out and think, what the heck have I created now?
You know what else happened that day?
It's hard to say with you.
I couldn't stay at the hospital with her mother because my boss was insisting I come in to meet with her and
Her? Damn, oh, a lady.
Yeah.
A lady
Pauline
boss.
Hustler.
Whoa, wait a second. This is 1963. A lady boss knows
Not only that,
that her employee, here's some glasses, baby. Her employee just had a little baby, and she's demanding that you leave the hospital and come to work.
well, it wasn't quite that harsh. She
Whoa,
just
you
said
better say it was, because a lot of people are like, well, so you say you're going to leave your newborn to go back to work, but you really didn't have to?
Well, she was the equivalent of an assistant vice president, and she just said, I would encourage you to come in. I think I have something that you'd like to hear. So I left the hospital.
What did Mom say?
Well, it didn't matter to her. She was still knocked out, basically. So I drove to Cleveland.
The happiest time in her life, probably.
Yeah. So I drove to Cleveland and met with my boss. And
I was in Berea. Where was the hospital in Berea? Was it in Berea or somewhere else?
No, it was in Berea. Yeah.
Okay.
It was fairly close to home, but at any rate. So I get to the office, and Pauline, nice German lady.
Pauline?
Pauline Hustler.
Like Mom's sister's name.
Pauline Hustler said, you're being offered something very unusual. I said, what's that? She said, you're being offered a promotion 2 levels to the district traffic manager in Detroit, Michigan. This is the day you're born.
Now, I was getting ready to hear he said they're doing something unusual or promoting you to head janitorial services.
Well, I just missed that. But at any rate, so I told your mother, I was hesitant to tell your mother that, hey, we're going to be moving to Detroit. She hadn't even come home with her new infant son. We're going to move. At any rate, so I drove all the way home, trying to figure out how am I going to break this news to my wife, who's just recovering from childbirth, a difficult one too.
Really? I was difficult? I didn't hear that story.
What do you mean? Everything you've ever done is difficult.
He's getting personal now, right?
You're not supposed to block the entrance.
So, there you go, Julia. Let him know about it. Yeah.
Oh, it didn't block it. They're going left. This is so funny. Like, I'm the problem. I guess I'm a problem child.
I get home, and you know what day of the week, what day of the month it is, right?
Well, I think the 24th.
So, I get home, and I get this call from my new VP, and he said, we want you in Detroit as soon as you can get there. I said, whoa, wait a minute. I said, my wife just gave birth to a baby. She's not even home yet. He said, all I can say is I'm sorry, but he said that we're having a real problem with the Teamsters trying to organize our traffic operators. And he said, we need somebody in there that we think can deal with those guys. I don't know why they thought I could.
Yeah, the rough, tough guys showing up, right?
So the bottom line is they did want me in there like in a week from the following Sunday. And so Grandmommy had to find somebody that would come in and stay with her. Because your brothers and sisters weren't capable. Unfortunately, we found a lady with the church who came and spent them. So I went up there, and I spent 3 days the first time. Had a meeting with the president of the local up there, and his wife was also the head of a local for the Teamsters in Detroit. Bill Mundy, never forget Bill Mundy. So the first time we met, he said, you're the new boss. He said, I was really hoping things would improve around here. He said, I couldn't deal with that previous guy, Hank Ryan, at all. He said, I got a feeling I'm not going to be able to deal with you either. I said, well, that's up to you. He said, how's that up to me? I said, well, it depends on your demands and what I'm willing to meet and not willing to meet. He said, well, it won't be negotiation. He said, we'll settle in the parking lot. I said, oh, okay. I said, tell me when you're ready. Believe this or not, within 2 months he was institutionalized. I'm dead serious.
Ah, here we go.
I drove him nuts.
I guess Mom doesn't feel so bad now, does she? The psilocybin views and ideas aren't that far off.
That's what one of my subordinates said. He said, you figured out you drove him nuts, he's going to leave. And he said the previous boss never figured that out. Drove him nuts.
He's proud of that moment.
And he never came back to the head of the union local there. The next guy wasn't too bad, but he was a pain too. At any rate, that's how you came into the world.
Hey, Dad?
I thought you had to dig yourself out of the driveway to get to the hospital.
I did. It was snowing. Yeah, it was snowing.
So when you took Mom to the hospital, you had to dig it out.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So you're probably saying SOB from the day I was born.
I couldn't figure out why my boss would want me to come in. I really. But she was so ecstatic about me getting that. So that was a feather in her hat too. And then I found out later that nobody could remember somebody that got promoted 2 levels to district level. And you can ask anybody that worked with me at AT&T if that was true. That was true. And it took me, I hadn't really figured it out at first. I got up there and I thought I was being the assistant district manager.
Right.
And I never said that, and thank goodness. They think, who's this dope? Doesn't even know he's the district manager. Aren't we lucky? We got a guy who doesn't know what he is. Maybe that's why Monday went crazy, nuts. This guy doesn't know what level he is.
He was on first.
Yeah, here I thought I was dealing with the district boss. No, I'm dealing with some assistant. He doesn't know it. Yeah.
The true beginnings of the Iceman days being born and then being moved. So we moved, what, 3 months after I was born there?
Yep. Yep. And then the first year I was the district manager, they had almost 600 women traffic operators and me and 2 other guys. So they have their big Christmas party, and they said, "You got to be Santa Claus." That's what our district managers do. They play Santa Claus. So okay. So that Christmas, I have to go into the office on Christmas Eve. And we have our little office party, you know, later in the afternoon. I'm dressed up like Santa Claus. And all these women want to come up and sit in my lap and kiss me. So I come home, my face is covered with lipstick and my shirt collar. I'm trying to convince your mother that this is the way it is. You know? No, it wasn't right that bad.
Yeah,
But almost.
Did the frying pan come out?
No, not that time.
Yeah.
That came later.
Yeah, exactly. No wonder you have a flat head.
A flat nose, too.
You used to call him the flat top, right, Dad?
Yeah.
The flat top and the blockhead. Wow.
You're the one that made me blockhead.
Ah, there you go. See, there he is. So, yeah, so the true beginnings of my getting going in this world, and you had an incredible success.
Yeah, I moved from downtown Cleveland to downtown Detroit.
Yeah. How long did we live there? Like 2 years?
I honestly think I'm gonna start bringing my earbuds everywhere,
Why?
so I can listen to my music instead of 30-minute long conversations.
Hey, happy birthday, Iceman. It's not about you today.
That's right. You've had your time in the spotlight. Get over.
Get over it, right?
All right.
But how long did we live in Detroit?
We were there about 2.5 years.
Then we went to Massachusetts.
And we went to New Jersey,
Oh, Ramsey.
New York, yeah.
No,
Ramsey.
Montvale.
No, Montvale. Then to Boston, then back.
But why did they send you to Montvale, New Jersey? Why did they move you out of Detroit?
Well, I was. They then had me on their fast track management program, and you'd move about every 2 or 3 years.
Hey, Dad. To celebrate your birthday, when we're done boating, can we go to the Rusty Belly?
I don't know about that.
Ooh.
We'll see.
The Rusty Nail.
We'll see
Okay.
how it plays out on the day. Yeah, so, but you were working in New York City.
Yeah.
That's when you witnessed the Twin Towers being built.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So what year was that? 66 or 7? No, that would have
Well,
been
no,
69.
No, that was in the 50s. Yeah.
That'd be like
60s.
six. That'd be like
70s.
68, right?
No, I was moved from New York to San Francisco in 1970.
Right, but when you moved from Detroit to New Jersey, didn't you work in New York City?
Yes.
But that would have been like 1965, 66.
Yes.
So when did they start building the Twin Towers? 66?
Just
or,
before I left there, they just finished excavating, and the ironwork was just beginning to go up.
that was in 66 or back in 69 when you moved?
No, that would have been.
So remember, you moved to
remember.
Massachusetts, then we moved back to Ramsey
Right.
in like 69 or 70.
Yes.
So which was it, the
That-
second time or the first time?
It was the second time.
So your building, your office, you could actually see the Twin Towers being built.
Right. I looked right down. I had an office on the 24th floor on the corner office, and I could look right down on that excavation.
Did you actually see when it got to its highest point?
Oh no, we were gone by then, but I did see some of the steel work at the 24th floor level. Of course, they were headed for 101 floors, but no, so I saw all that.
How many years did it take to build the Twin Towers?
I think that was in progress about 2.5 years total.
That's not that long.
No.
And think to yourself, never would you ever imagine one day you'd have payphones in a lobby that'd blow up one day, and nor would you ever see it fall to the ground.
Never. That would be your most far-fetched dream you'd ever have.
What
And then the wedding. We went to a wedding in South Carolina for who was it? Hannah.
What year was
Hannah?
this?
Well, this would have been after after I'd left
You're holding your
AT&T.
phone and there's a cop.
Right.
But
Good
what
point,
I get
baby.
around to is the guy that owned and ran the bed and breakfasts.
Right.
The
Nobody
wedding
there.
was had at. He had been the general manager of Top of the World. Top of the
Right.
World was that restaurant right on the top of the World Trade Center.
Right.
And he knew some of the people that were killed in that. They'd been his employees. He'd been the general manager of the restaurant up there.
Right.
And boy, he took that hard.
Can only imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's too bad. Right. So, all right, getting closer to the popcorn Iceman birthday conversations where my father's reminiscing of the days that I was brought into this world and the antics and adventures would begin. You know what would lie ahead with the Iceman being his youngest son and getting him in trouble more often than not.
Teaching me how to spend money like it's going out of style.
See, you always got to blame somebody, don't you, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
And almost drowning me in a dock up there on the lake. Yeah. He didn't warn me that if I stepped on that high dock on that little day sailor, that the thing was going to tilt and dump me in the water.
Yeah, he doesn't share with the bikini babe all laid out next to the boat where he's showing off his dinghy while she's sitting on a yacht. And he's going to show her who the boss is as he goes leaping, as he steps off the dock. 6 feet down is actually the dinghy boat as he gets springboarded into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a factual story. And even the bikini lady just rose her head up for a second and looked, and it had that look like, jeez, one of those.
She wrote this guy off. I don't want anything to do with that idiot.
Yeah. Dad, did the old suck in the belly, stick out the chest? Look at my boat and look at me.
Yeah.
As he's now paddling in the water like a lost dog.
All my clothes on, my billfold, my yeah.
The Adventures of Popcorn. Hey, there's Carl Flamer Ford. Look at that place. A lot of people down there today buying cars. I guess you just all wherever you live. One area says they're going broke. I guess the other area says they can't. They're making so much money. It's incredible. All right, Uncle Davey, stay tuned. The words of wisdom from.
It's a hole in the water you pour money into.
Wow, I've never heard that saying before. Anybody else?
You've never owned a boat. You didn't know that.
Pretty incredible how all this here so many years ago that I was going to buy a home maybe right here in this brand new development. And it's hard to believe. So you'd be able to buy one of these homes for about, we're going to say about $500,000. It was big, high 400s to 500s. Now all these things back here are like $800,000. Yeah, when I first bought my boat, 2017, and brought it down here, 2018, this development was just beginning, and they were looking for like 500 grand. So now it seems like 800 plus.
Completely built out. Hey, what's going on there?
I have no idea. No idea. And then there's a whole nother development that actually was developed right across the street. Same thing. Guarantee you the cheapest priced home in there is probably 600 grand.
There's one for sale.
Oh yeah, I bet you it's worth $700,000-800,000
Well,
as we come
River's
closer.
right over here.
Yeah, I was at one time like, oh, cool, you could be right here next to the boat. Blah blah blah. And there you go. So here we are. And it's quiet. The good old days. But it's off season too, so I really can't see I'd be that busy. But boy, it's changed. I mean, this is the lightest I've seen this parking lot ever.
That guy beeped at you.
Good.
Okay, let's see what David's got to say about the batteries. I don't want to sit screw around with that all day.
How's the battery?
Huh?
How's the batteries?
I haven't gotten up there yet.
Okay. Yeah, this place is empty. I've never seen this parking lot this empty.
Me either.
Never.
No, for a Saturday, this is,
All right.
this is unbelievable.